I'm sure that everyone here has a favorite movie, book, music album, or video game. I'm also sure that many of you use those things digitally, as I do too. But I try to use as many things physically as I can to keep the physical media alive. I own hundreds of books, music, albums, and games. That's just a little bit of what I own. The rise of the digital age has hurt physical media, and it's not good for us, the consumers. The digital age has also caused us to look for ease and convenience over experience. To persuade you that physical media is the way to go, my three main points are: what is physical media, the issues of physical media, and why you should save physical media. You may ask, what is physical media? Physical media is basically physically owning something, such as a book or movie, instead of owning it digitally. I think it's important that you know a little bit about the history of physical media. Other than things like books, the first physical media was invented by Thomas Edison in 1877 with the phonograph. This could record and produce music. It would use those little cylinders and put them in the back and wind it up and it would play music. They kept up production for physical media and stuff until production was halted around World War II. And then after that, when the war ended in 1945, production restarted and it was booming. Physical media had sold more than ever before. Then we jump around 30 years where, there we go, quote, in the late 70s and 80s, the first CDs were created and the cassette market began growing. With the introduction of the Sony Walkman, there we go, music became mobile for the first time, revolutionizing the distribution of media. Humanity was no longer limited to listening to their favorite tunes in their home from beat release. Then in 2000, after the CD market began to die down, the introduction of the iPod a year later gave way to listening to music digitally, changing the media aspects forever. This made people realize some of the issues that come with just owning physical media, and we would see physical media to begin its decline. I think looking into some of the issues with the media helps us understand why it could be important. Firstly, there are the price issues that come with buying physical media. This is just two examples of Silent Hill 2. It's about $100, and the same thing with Resident Evil 2. That I think is a little bit pricey for just a video game, but things can become very costly. Things such as scarcity or inflation can cause these to go even higher. Understandably, some people don't just have the luxury to go out and buy things like this, so that's why people choose to go digitally instead. For those who can, though, it would be worth it in the long run. Another issue with the media is scarcity, because like these things, they're older, so there's not as many of them left. A way to get around this would be to look online, places such as eBay. You can find stuff much easier. My final issue is if you have a lot of video games or movies or DVDs or whatnot, it's going to take up a lot of space, so you need to have space for all that, which can be hard if you don't have a lot of space. Though I mention these things, it is still worth keeping this alive, and I'll tell you why. Since I own many things physically, there we go, such as books, games, CDs, and vinyl records, another picture of my stuff, I sometimes worry that things will go all digital, and we will not have this stuff anymore. When you get something physical, you own it, and it's yours. While with digital media, companies just give you an access code that they can take away at any time, so you don't actually own it. Another thing is, for instance, if you watch a movie physically versus digitally, the creators of the movie get not as much if you watch it digitally, so they might not be able to make movies as much anymore. This is especially seen if streaming service releases a movie the same day it comes out in theaters. That'll make the box office scores worse, so then the CEOs and higher ups will think the movie did worse, so they won't fund them as good anymore. You are also getting a worse product when you watch it on digitally, as when you watch from a disc, you get a much better picture. Quote, the quality of a film on DVD is better. When you stream a movie on Netflix, you are not watching that movie at its highest quality due to the use of the internet connection, from The Guardian. Another thing is the satisfying feeling that you get when you collect everything in a set. I can remember when I collected all of my Walking Dead paperback comic collection. It was very fulfilling to finally find that last volume I needed at the local bookstore. And I think that's something, while minuscule, I think it's very nice. In conclusion, I think, there we go. In conclusion, I think that we need to save physical media and try to use less digital media. Hopefully I persuaded you that physical media is the way to go by telling you what physical media is, the issues with it, and why you should save it. I hope that you all enjoyed, and I appreciate your time.